On August 23, 2014, citizens of Sierra Vista, Arizona formed together to have a candidate sign wave at Veterans Memorial Park. Lots of great people showed up, as well as some of the candidates that are running for office. Those candidates include Chuck Wooten for Congress, Frank Riggs for Governor, Tom Crosby for Sierra Vista Mayor, Craig Mount for City Council, and some others dropped by as well. We caught up with the candidates and asked them some questions. First, we spoke with Chuck Wooten. We asked him what his stance was on immigration reform. This is what he had to say.
My stance on immigration reform is actually very simple. I oppose it in any form that it takes. To me, it's nothing more than amnesty, and amnesty is nothing more to me than awarding American citizenship to people who have entered our country illegally. I'm absolutely opposed to it. And not only am I just opposed to it, but I'm opposed to it for the following reasons. First of all, it's going to destroy what's left of the middle class. We've already seen the effects of the amnesty that's been granted by the president by executive fiat. And when he's done these things, we've seen the effects in the job market where there's fewer jobs, and the jobs that are there, the wages are actually getting lower and lower. So there's nothing good comes out of this. I know that it's being done for political reasons, and therefore, I just absolutely cannot stand what the effects that it's having on the American public and our society. We should not be granting amnesty to anyone here illegally. We have an immigration system in this country, and it's run by a set of laws, and those laws are absolutely fine. We don't need to reform something that isn't broken. And the Washington establishment and the politicians and the people in the moderate right and on the far, all the way to the far left, will tell you that we need to reform immigration. That's nothing but a political ploy to grant amnesty. And the laws that we have on the book are sufficient, and that's the way that we need to stand.
Then we asked him to tell us about Second Amendment rights.
Our Second Amendment rights are sacred. And I support the Second Amendment exactly how it's written in the Constitution. Not adding anything, not taking anything away. As a matter of fact, just yesterday I was informed by the National Association of Gun Rights that I scored a perfect 100%, and I was the only candidate in CD2 to have achieved that. And as a matter of fact, to the point that one of my opponents, Martha McSally, her political motives were actually questioned because of her lack of response to the National Association of Gun Rights. So the Second Amendment is near and dear. It's one of the things that makes America the great country that it is. We cannot tamper with that in the slightest.
Finally, we asked him to tell us about term limits.
When we elect representatives, we do have defined terms for those particular positions. For example, we've got 2 years for the House of Representatives, 6 years for the Senate. Those are there by design by the Founding Fathers, and the reason that they guarded against overstaying that, but because it's not specifically articulated with a term limit, then folks like, for example, Charlie Rangel from New York can go there, and he's on his 20th term. That's extremely wrong. So what happens is these politicians, they go, this becomes a career path for them. It becomes their career choice, and it's never meant to be a career choice. I'm the only candidate in Congressional District 2 for Arizona that actually signed the U.S. Term Limits Pledge to not only co-sponsor but also vote affirmatively for a constitutional amendment to instill term limits to the United States Constitution.
Overall, the sign-waving event was a success. A great lineup of candidates with lots of great people. Remember, August 26th is the primary election in Arizona. Please make it a point to get out and vote. And when you do, remember these candidates.